Hello, I am Jane Henderson, one of the palliative care consultants at the hospice, and on behalf of Florence Nightingale Hospice and the charity, welcome you to our Tree of Light. We meet here today in a thoughtful and compassionate frame of mind to mark and celebrate the unique lives your loved ones have lived and to remember them and the people we have cared for. I would like to introduce Anne Kenny, who is the bereavement listening lead at the hospice.
Hi, my name's Anne Kenny and I work as a bereavement listening lead at Florence Nightingale Hospice, and I've been doing this work for about 10 years now, both in the hospice itself and supporting families in the community. I think it's really important that what our patients and the people I've talked to have taught me is to live in the moment and squeeze every last drop out of the life that we've got in the time there is. And then when there is no more time, we try and hold and support those who are left until they recover their balance. Death, it ends a real life, not a relationship. The people who have died are as important to us as they always were. They motivate us, they inspire us, we carry their light in our hearts so that the rest of the world can carry on as usual. But not us, we're changed because they mattered and because we valued them. At the hospice, we consider it a privilege to look after patients and their families at the end of their life. It has an impact, it leaves a heartprint, and as a consequence, the staff are eager to be part of this special Tree of Light and pay the respects and remember the people that they have looked after too.
Hello, my name is Helena Liviero, and I had a personal experience with Florence Nightingale Hospice in October 2021 with my mum, Chrissy Martin, who came here for the last 9 days of her life. It's really weird being back here actually, because I've not stepped in here since this time last year. My mum, she had suffered with back pain for quite a few months, 9 months I think, and we just thought it was a slip disc. The implications after you have cancer treatment, people think that it's gone and happy days, but that's not the case with a lot of people, I think. So she had a lot of problems after that. She had lymphedema in her legs because they had to take out the lymph nodes. She had the bladder changes and bowel changes kind of from that point. She still got quite a lot of pain, but she dealt with it, she never complained. She just got on with life. And things were okay. And then 2021, like I said, with the back pain, and the bowel and bladder changes got worse. And it was a really difficult time because it was COVID. The last thing that we thought it could be was the cancer, because why? She was giving the all clear. Yeah, just thought that was be the end of it, kind of thing. So it got so bad that the pain, that one day she took herself to A&E. And now looking back, I feel really bad that I wasn't there, I wasn't around, because I would have gone with her. She sat there for over 12 hours, and then they said she had to be in overnight. And I'm packing and I get a phone call from her, and she said, she was very calm, which I was surprised about, but that's how she dealt with things. She just said, you need to come now to the hospital because the cancer's back, and it's not good. So just in complete shock, it was just me going, so I went up with my grandma, obviously not knowing what to expect at all, and they put her in a side room, which I didn't realise at the time, but these side rooms are for when you're gonna die. So anyway, we got there and she was with a surgeon who said that basically, thank God she came in when she did, she needs to have a life-saving operation today. And we were like, okay, what's going on? You know, your mind just doesn't really know what to think, what to do. So anyway, I think it was about 6 o'clock when we got this phone call, and unfortunately the surgeon said that it was worse than what she thought. She said at this point that Mum is terminal, which again didn't sink in for me. I just actually didn't even hear that word at the time. I knew she would, but we couldn't tell her otherwise. The surgeon said, I want to wait until tomorrow to tell her. And I can't imagine, you know, what your thought process is to be told that. She was in so much pain. It was the pain, watching her be in so much pain that I didn't know how to deal with. But I didn't want to show her that I kind of was struggling myself, because I had to be strong for her. We had to talk about all the options, obviously, and I knew that my mum would probably say no to the chemo because of everything she went through last time. Don't tell people that cancer beat me, because it didn't beat me. Anyway, one night she was in so much pain, and I knew this was going to be it, really. She was doubled over on the floor, she couldn't get up, and she just looked at me and she said, crying like hysterically, she just said, Helena, I need to die now, and you need to let me go, because I can't do this anymore. And to have anyone say that to you but your mum, it completely broke my heart. So I think at that point she knew that she wanted to go into the hospice, and all I kept thinking was, like, she cannot die in the hospital. I called Florence, and they didn't have a bed at the time, and I was pleading, I was begging, I was, please, at this point, knowing that she surely didn't have long left, like, she needs to come here. Fortunately, I think it was the next day, I got a phone call and they said she had a bed. So it was all like, right, get her stuff, let's make the move, and she came to Florence. Straight away the vibe was different here. The staff were phenomenal from the get-go, just really understanding. They would do anything to help my mum not be in pain. I think that was the most important thing for me and for all my family. Slowly she was drifting away, it wasn't her anymore, and that was hard to watch, because my mum was going in front of us. At this point my brother and sister were obviously around, and it was difficult because it was still COVID times. We were coming out of COVID, there was a restriction on how many people could be here, and that was really, really difficult. What can I say, the hospice were amazing. They went above and beyond for my mum, and I feel that every patient, how they literally give their souls, their lives to their patients and see them as a person, do you know what I mean? And so we kind of just had to say everything we wanted to say, you know. And I always kept thinking, is there anything else I want to say that I haven't yet said? And I really didn't want to miss anything out, you know. That night we got a phone call at 4 in the morning saying that it's gonna happen. So we all came, and that journey to drive here, I don't know, you feel kind of, the whole thing didn't feel real. It felt like we were all in a dream and we were just walking around in a daze, you know. We came in, we sat with her, held her hand and said all the things we needed to say. And I said to her, you can let go now, Mum. Just let go, it's okay.
Hello. Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Just sleeping. Love you. I love you.
Hi, I'm Honora. I'm the Deputy Sister here in Florence Nightingale Hospice. I've worked here for just over 12 years. Christmas time historically is a time for celebrations, and it's a time to spend time with your family and do all the things that are normal. However, unfortunately for some of our patients, it can be a very uncertain time. We, as the nurses, are privileged to be able to care for our patients whichever way they wish to spend the day. We're very privileged that we get to spend this time with the families and with our patients, of course, which will hopefully give the families the precious memories that they can cherish forever.
And I'd like to introduce Helen Pegram, who might be a familiar face to some because she's been our team leader for many years. Thank you, Helen. Nobody tells you how hard grief is until it's your time to be bereaved. We can imagine, but reality is different. Reality is painful. We have no control and it ambushes us when we least expect it. But the small things help. Being alongside others who know, being with family and friends who care, knowing our limits and saying no, wading through our memories and being grateful for what we have had and have.
Hello there, my name's Paul and I'm the ward clerk in the hospice. My role is to ensure that the doctors, the nurses and all the other staff have everything they need to do their job. I've gone on record previously in saying this is the best job that I have ever had. Not everybody understands that, but it seriously is. I've learned so much about myself since I've been there. Some of the things that I remember that are good, we have had weddings at the hospice. People managed to get married there. We've had dogs, we've had alpacas, but the cherry on the cake had to be a horse. Didn't actually come in the room, just went in the courtyard in the garden, but that was enough. The horse there, and when it met the owner, I've never seen so many long in the tooth medical people that have worked in palliative care for years crumble. But it was a wonderful moment. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Debbie. I've worked for the hospice as a healthcare assistant for over 23 years. But recently I've joined the F&H at Home community team, where we provide end-of-life care for patients who have expressed a wish to die at home. Close relationships and strong bonds are easily formed when working with patients and their families at home, but especially at Christmas. Christmas conjures up a wide range of feelings for everyone: sadness, happiness, loneliness and uncertainty, to name a few. It is an honour and privilege to visit patients over the festive season and provide them with reassurance, care, love and compassion. I am blessed with a family of my own, but to share just a small part of our patients and their families' lives is a gift and is very precious. To enable our patients to fulfil their wish to stay at home with an individually tailored package of care brings great satisfaction, joy and pride to our team. So wishing you all a very peaceful Christmas. God bless.
One of the wonderful ways that supporters of the hospice charity have helped to make sure we continue to support the community this year was by holding the amazing Florence Nightingale Hospice version of the Nativity the musical at our very own Aylesbury Waterside Theatre. Some of the children who took part in the show are here, our superstars, and they've come along this evening to sing you a special song, which, if you've seen the film or the show, you may recognise. Please can we give them a warm welcome.
Hello, my name's Tracy and I'm the ward sister and day hospice manager, and I've been fortunate enough to have nursed alongside the team here at Florence Nightingale Hospice since 2005. During this time we've met and cared for many patients and those that love them. Some of these patients we've known for several years, some for several months and some for only a matter of days, but each one of them has left a mark on our hearts and in our minds. And I've always felt that it's so much more poignant at Christmas when we take time to reflect and remember them.
Hi, my name's Linda and I have worked in day hospice for 4 years. Christmas can evoke emotion and poignancy for all who attend, so we make Christmas a huge event in day hospice. For many of our patients it may be their last one. We encourage the ethos of living for each day and to the full. So laughter, singing, dancing and drama help to produce smiles and happiness. It is such a privilege to be part of someone's journey, being privy to their innermost thoughts and aspirations. We try and incorporate some of these in our day hospice sessions with empathy and understanding. So, come dance with an elf, sing loud and long, cry, laugh, live.
My name is Pete and I'm the chaplain at Florence Nightingale Hospice. Christmas is often a painful reminder of those missing around the dinner table. And as we join with you in reflection today, we acknowledge the grief in missing those that aren't here with us. We might feel that their lives are perhaps cut short, but I hold on to the words of Sister Frances, who set up the world's first children's hospice in Oxford, said to us as a family when our children were visiting there. She said that life is not measured in breadth, or in the number of days we live, but in depth. It's what we do in life that counts, however long or short that life is. I hope we can remember the lives that were lived before that illness took over. And when darkness can sometimes feel overwhelming, we are thankful that light breaks the darkness and brings with it warmth and hope. We see bright festive lights in so many places at this time of year. In shops and streets, inside homes, on television and on social media, and in Christmas carol services. Lights have been a symbol for this season and are used symbolically by different faiths, but one common theme is that light represents something positive in the midst of our darkness. This Christmas time, I will sit beside a tree of light inside our hospice, and as the warm lights glow, I will read the names of each person connected to us who has died in the last year, and whom our team has had the privilege to know and care for. I want you to know that their names are not only in a remembrance book, but burned in our memories for all those who we have cared for. Your loved ones have brought light to us through their smiles, their conversations, and simply being who they are. It is a privilege to come alongside them, and we remember the relatives and friends we have known. In a while, I will invite you to join me in lighting a candle, safely, wherever you are. This is an opportunity to pause and reflect. Before we do that, I would like to share a reading of a poem by Howard Thurman called I Will Light the Candles This Christmas. I will light the candles this Christmas, candles of joy despite all the sadness. Candles of hope where despair keeps watch. Candles of courage for fears ever present. Candles of peace for tempest-tossed days. Candles of grace to ease heavy burdens. Candles of love to inspire all my living. Candles that will burn all the year long. As we light a candle this Christmas, specifically for a loved one, may the gift of their life instill in you courage and strength. I encourage you to talk about your loved ones often. Through speaking their names, specifically this Christmas, we bring them back into the room, just for a few brief moments. In doing so, their life continues to shine. As we light a candle now, or simply reflect on what that life meant and continues to mean to us, we remember.
Child So now has come the time to light our tree and take the opportunity to take a minute to pause, to reflect and remember what the light of life means to us as we honour those no longer with us. Shane, one of our bereavement listeners, is going to be playing the saxophone, so do show your appreciation when he's played. Thank you. Thank you, Shane, that was amazing. I have a saxophone that's sat under my bed for about 20 years, so I think hopefully you'll encourage me to get it out and play with it now. Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to Joe, our CEO, just to sign things off. Thanks, Joe.
I'm Jo from the charity that partners with the hospice. As others have said, this is our first Tree of Light event in person since 2019 because of the pandemic. I wanted to thank everyone for coming tonight in the bitter cold, and thank you to our sponsors who made the event possible as well. Thank you to all of those who've spoken and to the children who sang so beautifully. But the big thanks, of course, comes to our partners at the hospice who work tirelessly on the front line. They take care of those that we love, and we thank them for the care they offer to those who we're remembering this evening. In all the work we do at the charity, we see great strength, determination and dedication from all of those who support us. Whether that's people who've embarked on a big sponsored challenge, they put on a musical at the local theatre, they've held a tea party, or like now, we've come together to remember those that we've loved and lost. At the heart of that is the unwavering love involved in honouring the memory of the special people in our lives. At the Florence Nightingale Hospice charity, we cherish the stories that you've shared with us, the beautiful messages that you've left in the remembrance books on display tonight, and the letters you write. Perhaps you send those in with donations or to thank the doctors and nurses for their care. Those messages touch our hearts and they stay with us. They remind us of why we're here and why we work hard to ensure that specialist hospice care is available in this area. It's been such a privilege to be here with you tonight as we honour and remember those who are no longer with us. May I wish you the very best for the Christmas period and for all in 2023. Thank you so much. Please go and get warm. Thank you. Good night.
I know.